Welcome back to Remote Work Essentials. I'm James. We've covered the practical stuff, your workspace, your tech, how to communicate, how to manage your time, and how to run meetings. But here's what a lot of remote work advice misses: the human side. Remote work isn't just about getting tasks done. You are working with other people and building real relationship. When you never see someone face to face, well, that's gonna take some intention. Let's talk about how to do it. In an office, relationships kind of happen by accident. You chat while you're waiting for coffee. You overhear a conversation about someone's weekend, and you chime in. You grab lunch with a coworker. You bond over a shared frustration in a long meeting. You see someone having a rough day, and you ask if they're okay. Remote, most of that is disappearing. You don't bump into people. You don't overhear anything. Every interaction has to be very intentional. You have to schedule it, and you have to reach out deliberately. You have to create the moments that are used to happen kind of naturally. And here's the hard part. It feels awkward at first. Sending someone a message that says, "Hey, want to grab a virtual coffee?" kind of feels forced. It is forced, but that's okay. That's just how remote work works. The people who succeed remotely aren't the ones who are naturally good at relationships. They're the ones who are willing to be intentional about it, even when it feels a little uncomfortable. So let's talk about how to build those connections when you can't rely on proximity to do it for you. The virtual coffee chat is your primary tool for building relationships remotely. It's basically a 20 to 30 minute video call with no agenda. I know, violation of the meeting rule, but other than to get to know someone. It's not a meeting. It's not work discussion. You're just conversing. Who to have coffee with? New coworkers you haven't met are a great place to start, or people on teams that you work with only occasionally, especially with anyone you want to get to know better. And if you're welcoming someone new, a new hire. Could even be your manager. Just remember to be clear about whether you're talking socially or professionally. How to set it up. Send a simple message. "Hey, I realize we haven't really connected beyond project stuff. You want to grab a virtual coffee sometime? Maybe 20 minutes next week?" Most people will say yes to this. If they say no, don't take it personally. Try someone else, or try another time. What to talk about. So, in a simple summary, it's not work. Or at least it's not only work. How did they end up at this job? How do they like the company? Where are they located? What's the city like? What do they do outside of work? What are their hobbies, their interests, or their weekend plans? How do they find remote work? Do they have any pets or any kids that they like to talk about? What about TV shows, books, recent trips they've been on? You're looking for common ground, shared interests. It's the stuff that makes them human beyond the job title. Making it not awkward. It's going to feel a little awkward the first time. That's normal. Just be genuine. I'm trying to get better at connecting with the team remotely, so I'm setting up these coffee chats. Tell me a little bit about yourself. People appreciate when you put in that effort. And honestly, most people are just as lonely as you are. Frequency. Try to do 1 or 2 of these a month. Put it on your calendar as a recurring task. Schedule coffee chat with someone new. Over time, you'll build a network of people across the company who know you and you know them. And that makes all of the other things much easier. Trust is the foundation of any working relationship. In an office, trust is usually built through proximity. You see someone working hard. You see them help others. You see their character over time. Remote, you're going to have to build trust differently. Consistency is key. Do what you say you'll do every time. If you commit to a deadline, hit it. If you say you'll send something, send it. If you're going to be late, try to communicate early. Reliability is how you build trust remotely. People can't see you working, so they need to trust when you say that something's done, it's done. Transparency. Share your work in progress. Don't wait until something's perfect to share it. Work in shared documents where you can. Post updates in Slack. Ask for feedback early. Let people see what you're thinking about. This does two things. It shows that you're actually working without having to perform it. And it also invites collaboration, which builds connection. Following through. If someone helps you or gives you feedback, close the loop. Tell them what you did with their input. For instance, hey, I used your suggestion on the design. It made a huge difference. Thank you. This shows that you value their contribution. People want to help other people who appreciate it. Admit when you don't know. Don't fake expertise. If you don't know something, say, I'm not sure, let me find out. Or, that's outside my area, but I can connect with Sarah, and she knows this well. Authenticity will build trust faster than pretending you know everything. Be responsive. You don't need to respond immediately, but you do need to respond. If someone asks you, like a question, acknowledge it, even if you can't answer right away. Saw this, I need to think about it a little bit. I'll get back to you by tomorrow is far better than silence. Show up. Be present in meetings. Contribute meaningfully. If you say you'll attend something, be there. Don't be the person who's perpetually on another call or unreachable. Presence matters just as much when virtual. Individual relationships matter, but so does team culture. Here's how to stay connected as a group. Non-work Slack channels. Join or create channels for interests. Books, cooking, fitness, pets, gaming, whatever you're into. These channels give people permission to talk about non-work stuff. Share what you're reading. Post a picture of your dinner. Celebrate a personal win. This is where personality comes through. You learn that Alex loves hiking, Jordan is really into baking, and Sam has 3 rescue dogs. Team rituals. Some teams do some of these habits. They do weekly win sharing. So that's when everyone posts something good that happened this week. They do monthly virtual lunch where everyone orders food, you eat together on video. Quarterly, they might do a show and tell. They could share a hobby, a project, or even something that they're just passionate about. And last, but certainly not least, birthday and anniversary celebrations. They don't have to be elaborate. Small, consistent rituals build culture. Virtual team building. I'll be honest, most virtual team building feels forced. Online trivia, virtual escape rooms, they can be hit or miss. Some things you could try that sometimes work better. Play an actual game that people enjoy playing. Something like a Jackbox game, you could play Among Us, you could play an online board game. You could do cooking or cocktail making together on video. You could do a book club or a watch party for something you're looking forward to. You could even have a collaborative playlist that you just work on together to build a soundtrack that you like. The key is making it optional, not required, and actually fun. So it needs to be non-mandatory, and not awkward for the people who want to participate. Celebrating wins. So when someone on your team does great work, celebrate it publicly. Post in Slack, mention it in meetings, send them a message. Recognition builds morale and culture. Remote teams need this even more than office teams because you can't just high-five someone in the hallway. One of the hardest parts of remote work is reading people when you can't see them. On video calls, you can still pick up cues, things like facial expressions, so like whether they're engaged or zoned out. Body language, leaning in versus leaning back. In means interested, back means not engaged. The energy level, are they enthusiastic or are they kind of flat? Eye contact, so looking at the camera or looking away. Pay attention to these signals. If someone seems off, it might be worth following up with them independently to say, hey, it seemed like something was on your mind in that meeting. Is everything okay? In text communications, this part is going to be a little bit harder. You can't hear tone, but you can look for and notice response time. So if a person is usually really quick but suddenly slow, it might mean that something's wrong. The length of their messages, if they're suddenly terse or short, it might indicate that they're stressed. Emoji usage patterns, so someone who usually uses emojis has quit, might mean something. Engagement level, so like not participating in the usual channels where they're present and active. These aren't foolproof, but they are clues. If someone's behavior changes, it's worth checking in. When to reach out. If you notice someone that seems off, send them a private message and say, hey, I just wanted to check in. How you doing? Sometimes people genuinely are just busy. Sometimes they're struggling and they appreciate that someone noticed. Either way, it shows that you care. Conflict is harder to navigate remotely because text escalates tension fast. When misunderstandings do happen, assume positive intent first. That message that seemed curt, they might have been in a rush or worried about something else entirely. Or maybe they're just bad at writing tone. Before you get upset, ask clarifying questions. Hey, I wanted to make sure I understood. Did you mean your definition? Often, it's just miscommunication, and it's easy to clarify. When to move to voice or video. If you're going back and forth in text and it's not resolving, stop. Pick up the phone or jump on a call. This feels like we're talking past each other in text. Can we hop on a quick call and just sort this out? Voice and video add context that text cannot convey. You can hear tone, you can see expressions, and you'll probably resolve this much faster. Address issues directly. If someone did something that bothered you, address it privately, but address it directly. Don't let it fester. Don't passive-aggressively subtweet in the Slack channels and tell everyone how bad something was. Hey, can we talk about what happened in that meeting? I felt disappointed when you didn't show interest. Can we figure out how to avoid that in the future? Use I statements. Focus on the behavior, not the person. Assume that they did not mean harm. When to escalate. If you've tried to resolve it and you can't, involve your manager or HR. That's what they're there for. Don't suffer in silence, but don't skip the step of trying to resolve it person to person first. If your company does occasional in-person offsites or meetups, try to go. Even if you're an introvert, even if travel is annoying. Meeting people face to face, even once, changes the dynamic. It's much easier to work with someone after you've had dinner together or played a dumb icebreaker game in person. These events are investments in the relationships. Take advantage of them. And if your company doesn't do this, suggest it. Or organize informal meetups with coworkers who live somewhere nearby. Here's your action item. Reach out to one person this week for a virtual coffee chat. Someone you don't know well, someone on another team, someone new. Just one person. Send the message today, 20 minutes. No agenda, just connection building. You might be surprised how much it matters for both of you. Next episode, we're talking about boundaries and work-life balance. How to protect your well-being when work and life are happening in the same space. I'll see you then.